Hello all. Today we are starting with new chapter number 2, GSM. So let's have a quick introduction. Now, as you know, most of us, GSM is nothing but the most successful digital mobile telecommunication systems, wherein it allows to talk from anywhere, have a conference call from anywhere, be it audio or video. So this Group Special Mobile was found in 1982. The system was soon named as the Global System for Mobile Communications, with the specification process lying in the hands of ETSI. It was called as Global System because globally it allowed everyone to connect each other as and when needed, whenever wanted. The primary goal of GSM was to provide a mobile phone system that allows user to roam throughout the world and provides voice services compatible to ISDN and other PSTN network system. So basically the goal of the GSM system was that even if the user roams around the world, roams around the countries, the voice services should be compatible to what it has been getting before. GSM offers several types of connections, that is voice connections, data connections, SMSs, and other multiple services options. So based on that, we have the following mobile services that were included in GSM. The services making a network interesting for the customers. Whatever services they are offering, that services make the network very interesting for the customers. It has basically three different categories of services: bearer services, teleservices, supplementary services. Now, as you can see in the diagram, these are nothing but bearer and teleservices reference model. Here you have a mobile station. See, a mobile station is connected to GSM public landline mobile network via the UM interface. So this is the mobile station. This entire box dotted line you can see, that is the mobile station. Via UI interface, UM interface, it is connected to bearer and other services. This network is connected to transit networks, for example, the ISDN or PSTN network. So this network in turn is basically connected to the transit network, that is ISDN or PSTN, but this cannot be connected directly. So we need an interface that is called as GSM and PLMN interface. There might be an additional network, the source destination network, before the another terminal. Bearer services comprises of all services that enable the transparent transmission between the interfaces to the network. Now, as I said, sorry, that we might need this as an interface to connect these two. Apart from that, we may have one more terminal at the end, becoming it as source and destination terminal. Now, after this units what we have, you can say that the bearer services are all now ready for data exchange, let's say for a proper communication. Interfaces like USNR in case of ISDN have not been identified for all networks. So it depends on the specific network which interface is to be used as a reference for transmission of data. Now, if you can see here ISDN network or maybe other networks, it is not necessary the one which are using for PSTN will be used for ISDN as well. Some may be identified, some may not be. So in short, what we are telling is जो network यहाँ पे the sender is using, it will send an interface like if it wants to carry out that data communication or say exchange of information, but it will select the interface it wants. So like let's say the sender selects an interface R, then it will let the receiver know that it is transferring the data through interface R. Next time it may use interface as S, so it will let the receiver know that the interface to be used for receiving the data is S. Within the mobile station, the mobile termination performs all the specific tasks and offers an interface for data transmission to the terminal TE, which can be their network dependent. Now, within this mobile station, as I said, the terminal node is responsible for selecting when the data communication begins, what interface is to be used, how much time is to be taken. So all this is handled by the terminal node. So this is all about the bearer services. Non-transparent bearer services use protocols of layer 2 and 3 to implement error correction and control flow. So this is the normal bearer services. You can have, this is a single layer. You can have 2 or 3 layer of bearer services where you can also have units that detect any errors in the bits to be transmitted. These services use the transparent bearer services, adding a radio link protocol. That is what we call as RLP. So these services also they keep it transparent by adding an radio link protocol so that radio signals they understand whether the bits to be transmitted are error free or it has any error in it. This protocol comprises mechanisms of high level data link control HDLC and special selective reject mechanisms to trigger retransmission of erroneous data. As I mentioned, such signals are very powerful and they can locate if there are any errors. So what does this do using HDLC? They have a special selective reject mechanisms. Like if they find that the data may be erroneous, they might reject that data and ask for retransmission. So by this, the advantage is that whenever we receive data from the sender, we'll receive an error-free data. Using transparent and non-transparent services, GSM specifies several bearer services for for interworking with PSTN, ISDN, and packet switch public data networks, that is PSPDN, like X.25, which is also available worldwide. So whether it uses transparent or non-transparent services, it specifies special bearer services for interworking, that is internetworking, how you can communicate properly, be it through PSTN or be it through ISDN. So this was all about the bearer services. Next, we are going to see teleservices. Teleservices are the mainly focused on voice-oriented teleservices. It comprises of encrypted voice transmissions, message services, and basic data communications with terminals as known from the PSTN or ISDN. So we know that teleservices are basically focused on voice-oriented, like whenever you're talking, your voice is clear or not, whether it is cracking. If it is cracking, then is it due to network problem or due to any other signal problem? However, as the main service is telephony, the primary goal of GSM was to provide a high quality digital voice transmission. The teleservices, as we know, that the main focus was only voice oriented. So their aim is to provide high quality digital service. That, as you can see, the more and more the phone gets advanced, the voices on the loudspeaker are very clearer. Like even if it has a quite distance, your voice is still reachable and it is clear. Plus the voice of the person who is in on the other side is also very clear. Another service offered by GSM is the emergency number. As we all know, we have emergency numbers, we have other useful services as short message services, that is SMS, be it limited to particular characters. So all these services help us, like emergency number, we know that what is the emergency number for hospital, for police and all. So we can quickly dial that in case of emergencies and receive help as soon as possible. Similarly, SMS services we have whenever we are not able to take calls or we are unreachable. So we can text someone or someone can text us. So this SMS services were introduced then. The successor of SMS, the Enhanced Message Service, EMS, offers a larger message size. Now we know that SMS has a limitation of 160 characters. So if at all you have used, like that black and white mobile, like for Nokia and all, those were not touch screen, but in that SMS also, even today, if you use SMS, it is limited to 160 characters. Even if it is a single character mode, it converts it to two SMSs like that. So short message service का advanced version आया था enhanced message services जिसका size was larger compared to the SMSs. It had formatted text and the transmission of animated pictures, small images, and ringtones could be sent easily. EMS never really took off as the multimedia services was available. Why this was a failure? Because तब तक multimedia services already available था, बहुत सारे GIF, PNG images लोग already भेजना start किया था. There were exchange of data as well as audio, videos, short clips and all. So EMS nearly never worked. Another non-voice teleservice is Group 3 fax, which is also available worldwide. So fax machines also, people know that from phone also you can connect and send messages and then finally you can have it. So in the next video, we'll see about what are the supplementary services.